It seems like everywhere you turn on social media nowadays, an influencer is trying to sell you something using the link in the bio. They are like the latest door-to-door salespeople. Add scandals and deceit on top of that, we have ourselves a controversial industry. So when you mesh that with the already insidious nature of the network marketing or MLM industry, the problems are unprecedented. Let's dig into part 2 of exploring how MLM influencers use diet culture and other fraudulent practices to deceive their audiences into consumerism. Hello again! Welcome back, or welcome for the first time to the Brie Bear Show. This is part 2, so I'm jumping directly into the content, but I did want to give you a warning. We will be talking about diet culture, body image, unrealistic beauty standards, etc. This influencer has amassed over 200,000 TikTok followers. At one point in time, literally every single post she made was about her product. It's the trim. It's the Modere. Okay. Their strategy was do trends, do the trending audio things, but use your product in the video. I know this was their strategy because I actually remember watching a training that this person was on.
So I was just trying to figure out what it takes to be followable, not just viral videoable.
Smart.
Right?
I like that.
So I created a couple of videos with the spoon. They went crazy and it just kind of went on from there. But I started talking about my results. So I'm a certified nutritionist, but I didn't want to talk. I have a sideline that her whole thing is about her giving nutrition tips. Well, my nutrition tips aren't free. That's not free. My value, how I get you to your best results are not you buy the products, you get me for free. That's how I make my commission. That's how I get paid, right? So I didn't want to be doing that on TikTok, and I definitely didn't want to be called out for that on TikTok, right? We've seen everybody outed on TikTok for false credentials and whatever. And so I was I'm not doing that. And then I have another one who had this drastic, crazy results on the product, consistent on the product, right? And so I was oh, well, I don't really know how I can do that in between. So I just talked about where I was currently at. I went from a size 14 to a size 0. Some would say that's drastic results, but if you've seen the results that our products do, you would know that that's kind of average. And so I was all right, so I'll just capitalize on that.
She said, I'm a nutritionist, but you don't get my advice for free. You have to buy the products for that. There's your proof she's using a guy's. In another video, I can't seem to find it now. When I was trying to think of people to use for this example, I landed on a video of hers, and she said basically the reason I got into nutrition. So she's a nutritionist, and she said the reason she got into nutrition and fat loss, she's a fat loss specialist, was so that she could better sell the products. It's a guise. It's a front. It's fraudulent. Ugh. Her and her friend would do videos together, and they would talk about the trim and how they both lost XYZ amount of weight. No exercise, no diet changes, just use this product. I used to get so angry, y'all. I used to make videos about them. That's how angry I would get. Whew. Ha. Oi. Who? Ha. Da. How dare you tell people that you don't have to change a single thing? Take a product, everything's good, you're going to lose weight like we did. I still to this day can't. She doesn't do that anymore. Maybe she ended up seeing my videos or someone else made one, but next video, I want to give another content warning. If you have a disability or a chronic illness, autoimmune disease, this is going to be very rotten and rude and mean and disgusting. I'm just warning you. If you want to skip it, skip ahead.
Let's talk about something a little controversial. Am I really going to say this? It's time to stop using your autoimmune, thyroid, hormone, or similar medical issues as reasons why you're unhappy with your weight. Before you swipe up, listen, I have Hashimoto's, lupus, and freaking asthma. I can't exercise without having an attack. Recovery from said exercise takes twice as long because of my chronic inflammatory disease. And my Hashi messes with my mood and energy so much that the motivation to lose weight was almost always a 0. I could have used all of that as an excuse to stay over 100 pounds overweight. And I did for a while, 14 years to be exact. But then I got sick and tired of hating my reflection and comparing myself to every single woman I saw. So let's be honest with each other. Your medical burdens are not the reason why you're struggling to lose weight. Are they making it harder for you? But you not doing what you know you need to be doing to combat the symptoms of what you've got going on with your health-ish is actually the bigger problem. There's somebody out there with the exact same or worse diagnosis as you that's thriving because instead of skipping their meds or meal, eating shit they know makes them sick, or whatever else you're doing, they're using food and supplements to heal because they found something easier and something that works for them. And someone told them what I'm about to tell you. If you don't become an active part of your health, you're playing an active part in your death. Let that sink in. And when you're ready to really figure out your shit, I'm here and I'm rooting for you.
And that was an older video. It was from late 2022. It's not like she just posted it or anything, but I wanted to give y'all a little background on how this chick acts and the things that she says. The utter lack of empathy and compassion is blatant. The disregard, sorry, I stutter when I get mad. The blatant disregard for people, for human emotion, for conditions that literally disable people. She says she lost 100 pounds, y'all, okay? I can tell you she's lost weight. Now, I knew this chick back in 2017 when I was in Modere. So I knew this girl and I knew exactly what she looked like. She used to go live all of the time. And it's kind of funny. I went back to find her 2017 lives and I can't. And I went to look at 2017 photos and I will keep digging. By the time I release this, hopefully I'll have one. And I couldn't find any. All I could find was this video. But the problem is, the befores are inaccurate. That was not what she looked like when she started at Modere. I promise you. She looked like, she looked like the one where she has a mask on. That's what she looked like. So 100 pounds, no. I don't believe, in my opinion, that she lost 100 pounds. I believe she probably lost 50, which is good. Like, girl, rock your 50-pound weight loss. Okay. 100? Not since 2017. So she is using false pretenses to sell her product. These before photos that she's trying to use and say, I was tired of hating my body, but I was too busy to work out and tired of failing every diet. Basically, what happens is, look right here. She did it for us. So I started taking a collagen weight loss supplement in a spoon and went from a size 14 to a 0. No, she didn't. In my opinion, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You're lying. Because you didn't look like that in 2017. I know you didn't. I will look for pictures, y'all, to try and prove. I literally couldn't find a single picture of her from 2017, but here's one from 2018. And this is exactly how I remember her. This is how she looked when she entered Modere. She came in a few months after I did, so I clearly remember. 2010, these pictures are the size that she was sharing in her before photos. These are from 2010 to 2012. Okay, originally I was just looking for a quick fix to help me get all my weight off. Starting weight, 212 pounds. She says, I lost 54 pounds in 4 months. Okay. I think that was it though. But then, all of a sudden, it says if you're looking to lose 5 pounds or 100 plus like me, where did that come from? It was 54 pounds in 4 months. Now it's 100 plus. So I don't know. I think she's using maybe like a postpartum weight and saying that was her before. It wasn't, y'all. I can assure you.
Well, welcome to day one. Exactly 30 days from today, my husband and I leave on a vacation to Nicaragua. This morning, my husband was telling me that by the time we leave for Nicaragua, he had some body goals he wanted to accomplish, and I kind of panicked a little bit because I feel like I'm nowhere near ready. And by ready, I mean like physically ready, like at the place where I would want to be to really enjoy this trip. But luckily for me, like he reminded me, I'm a nutritionist, and I'm more than that, a literal fat loss specialist nutritionist. And my husband is a personal trainer, a world-class athlete, and a freaking third-degree black belt on top of everything else. So any excuse I have to not be ready kind of is like literally just that, an excuse, since I have every tool available at my disposal. Nutrition knowledge, fat loss knowledge, and a personal trainer to hit my body goals. And because my husband knows me better than literally anybody on the planet, he also knows that if I really wanted to be motivated by this, it needed to be a challenge. So he challenged me, and today's day one. And this is a challenge I can literally do in my sleep, by the way. I mean, I literally coach people all day, every day, how to lose weight and get to their dream body. So a calorie deficit compliance of 100%, partnered with his personal training program, which he's promised me will be no more than 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes a day, because y'all know I don't sweat. And yeah, I'm gonna document and share every single bit of it. What I'm eating in a day, what exercises we're doing, how I'm feeling related to it. So if you're interested in something like this, maybe you wanted to kind of like get your shit together and start eating right, or maybe you're like, at crunch point, getting ready to do something and you want to get drastic results as fast as possible, you're gonna hit that follow button. Even if you're just nosy as fuck and want to see if I'm as good as I really say I am, you might want to hit that button too. You can follow along and see what this real hot mess, mom of two, with 2 businesses, and self-proclaimed allergic to sweat girl can accomplish with her body in 30 days, because I don't know, that could be cool. I'll be documenting my starting stats later today with weekly measurements and stat update videos, but daily weight and like diet videos. Anything else that you feel like you want to see, just drop in the comments of any of the videos. And I'll make sure and like add it or, you know, make a video about it, like whatever we decide. So you can go through this process with like 2 experts in real time with 100% effort. So then you can kind of gauge what your effort would look like and set your own realistic 30-day goal. Shit, maybe we'll inspire you to like hit your own goals, or you can at least get a good laugh out of us.
Needs to be ready for her trip. What more do you need? Drastic results as fast as possible? What? Now let's see where they started. I'm not judging. Yeah, I am. Okay, so she's 119 pounds and her husband's 155 and they're going on a fat loss challenge to be ready for a trip. I think she's like 5 feet even. So 119 for her may not be small, but for a lot of people, 119 is beyond their body goals. And the amount of before and after photos that I found, before and after videos that I found, y'all, I can't with the diet culture. I can't with the body standards and this is internalized fat phobia. And I don't like to use that word a whole lot. Okay, I have varying opinions on where it can be applied as actually a phobia. I don't know. It's weird to me. It's kind of very nuanced. And I'm going to do videos on that eventually. So we'll get there someday. But this is an internalized fat phobia for her, in my opinion, because she's afraid to be fat, in my opinion. And that's nuanced as well, because it could be because her body is her moneymaker. When you're in a weight loss company, you're encouraged to get a good before and after to sell the product, y'all. So essentially, what happens, like I said in my last video, you could go lose weight with gastric bypass, for example, with the balloon or the like VSG, and then say that your product did it for you and end up selling a bunch of product under a front with the guys, right? I'm just saying that a lot of these influencers with copious amounts of followers, they have a body to maintain. And when you've made all these claims like I lost 100 pounds because of this collagen that literally has no evidence, y'all. I've looked it up. CLA has not been proven to do all the things that they say it has been proven to do. And I will try to remember to link that in the description as well. Let's keep going.
Let's talk about what to eat if your goal weight's 120 pounds. Hi, my name is certified nutritionist, personal trainer, and fat loss specialist that's lost over 100 pounds and now coaches people every day on how to reach their goal weight. And I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do in order to get to 120 pounds. So you might want to save this video. First, your calorie ceiling is 1440 and your protein floor is 72 grams. And if you want to know how I got those numbers or what the calculations are so you can figure out your numbers, check out the pinned video that's posted at the top of my profile. The reason why this plan is going to work for you is because you're going to be able to eat whatever you want as long as you stay under that calorie ceiling, that top number of 1440, and above that bare minimum number of grams of protein per day of 72 grams. You're not going to be eating the same thing over and over again or worrying about if what you're eating is incongruent with your goals. You're going to get to really figure out what your relationship with food is and how to overcome some of those issues. There's no tracking macros or refiguring complicated equations every time you reach a new level, or worse, if you hit a plateau. We're literally training our body from day one how to get to and maintain our weight effortlessly, just by tracking those 2 easy numbers. And I'm going to give you 3 ways to break them down so that way you can fit them into your lifestyle no matter how busy you are. Here are 3 easy ways to break down those calories, because if your life is anything like mine, we always shoot for option 1 with the best of intentions.
Like, y'all, when I saw the first one, there's a bunch. There's like, if you want to be 120, you want to be 130, you want to be 160, eat this amount of calories. And I tried to look it up. Like, what the heck is she talking about? What is it? I have never heard this. I've always heard, like, if you're going to count calories, use a BMR calculator. I've never heard of this multiply by 11 or 12. And so I did look it up, and it sounded like it was called caloric formula. But she's not considering activity level. She's generalizing it and saying everyone needs to multiply by 12. She didn't say whether you're a man, whether you're a woman. She didn't say depending on your height, your age. She just said, if you want to be 120, eat this calorie amount for a 120-pound person. The calorie amount is essentially what a 120-pound person would need calorically to maintain 120 pounds. Now, what if The person that saw that video is currently 280 pounds. Their BMR is going to be a lot more than that calorie amount. BMR is your basal metabolic rate. At rest, just if you were laying in bed all day and doing nothing, what your body would need to maintain all the processes, all the metabolism things, just to live, to blink, to breathe. That's like your baseline of what your intake needs to be just to maintain your life. That could possibly be below some people's BMR, like just what they need to survive. And going into that much of a calorie deficit, yes, they will use the fat off of their body. Their body will survive because it will find fat stores and utilize them for that extra energy that it needs to maintain the processes and all the things going on in your body. However, when it comes to hunger, appetite, someone going from possibly disordered eating into 1,500 calories or whatever it was is incredibly dangerous. Generalized advice like this is absolutely not realistic. And while many people will lose weight from such a drastic calorie deficit that they're likely not accustomed to, they'll probably also gain it back when they decide they want out of fat loss. And even though, like, regardless of you can eat whatever you want, just keep the calories under this amount, keep the protein above this amount, that's also very unrealistic for people who have an existing relationship with food that's already strained. If someone is having binge sessions at night that is equal to or more than the calorie amount that you just gave them, they're not going to be able to survive off of what a 120-pounder needs. I'm sorry, but it just ain't going to work. If you told me to eat that amount when I was 270 and starting my weight loss journey, probably would have gotten physically violent with you because of hunger alone. So in my opinion, absolutely dangerous. You cannot give generalized advice because you're a nutritionist and a personal trainer. Absolutely not. It's dangerous in my opinion. What do y'all think? Pop off in the comments. Let me know what you think. And to be honest with you, I'm about 160 and I eat probably 2,200 calories most days. So I like to feel full all the time. I don't like to feel hunger. So I'm eating avocados, peanuts. I eat nuts a lot. I eat fish a lot. And I burn a lot of calories because my NEAT is high. And I also move my body every single day. I purposely go on a walk every day. And I usually burn 300 to 400 calories depending on how much of a walk I go, how fast I go. If I used her formula and I said I wanted to maintain my weight as 160 pounds, she would tell me you need 1,920 calories, 160 times 12. But I would actually be losing because of the calories burned just from my walk, not considering my NEAT. So the formula is flawed, massively, hugely flawed, especially when you're giving it generally to all these people as a one-size-fits-all formula. No. My phone died right here and I had to plug it in so I couldn't use the mic anymore. I'm so sorry about the sound. I want to highlight this the most. People in MLMs will do anything to sell their product, including leverage harmful diet culture principles or grow a large following under a guise of nutritionist, keto, fasting. They will say mean things, like we saw with the last lady talking about medical diagnoses. They will put before and after, before and after, they will do fat loss challenges over and over and over again, say they need to get ready for their travel. They will diet cycle and then tell you it's not a diet. There's a lot of lying. There's a lot of misleading. There is a lot of deception that goes on, whether it's a small influencer with 10,000 followers, or it's a macro influencer with 200, 300, or 400,000 followers like these chicks have. And the more people that are following them, the more harm that's perpetuated, The more people that are seeing these narratives being promoted every single day in their content. Now listen, I'm no angel here. I played a part in diet culture. I played a part in these sketchy, deceptive, fraudulent marketing tactics. Even though I was very honest with my weight loss journey, I never lied about that at all. There were some marketing tactics that I did because I was taught them. And this is kind of a form of restorative justice for me, like transformative justice, telling y'all the behind the scenes of what we were taught and how it translates into content, into these women's marketing, how people end up with viral videos and amass large followings. They follow trends. They create YouTube channels, TikTok accounts, and they sell. But they do it behind a guise, some of their stuff behind a paywall. You got to buy the product and then you'll get me for free. It is so deceptive. I was in a very vulnerable place when I was pulled into this for the first time in 2015, and then back again in 2018 when I joined again. But it doesn't make it okay. The little, like, I don't even know what to call the kind of like marketing tactics that I used. Okay, so what I'm talking about myself, I used to do like, hey, you want to join this keto group with all kinds of cool recipes, and not tell people there was products in there. Occasionally, yeah, I did things like that. Did I ever lie about my weight loss? Absolutely not. I think that's repulsive. It's putrid, disgusting. But people are willing, the more indoctrinated they get, to do more, to keep up appearances, to keep the lie going. And I think that's what's happening with these women. I think they're in the same boat I was in as far as vulnerability brought them into it, and they wanted to lose the weight. They wanted to improve their relationship with food, and they wanted to use products because they thought it would be a quicker fix than not using them. And then you end up kind of in this weight loss journey that you realize you have to keep going with and you have to maintain for the followers. And you end up stuck between a rock and a hard place. You can't gain weight because the product that you use, you're touting it as a fat loss, weight loss product. And if you do it for any period of time and people know that you still sell this product, if you gain weight, it's blatant proof. So they're not willing to gain weight. And if they do, they're going to change their marketing tactics quick, like the first lady did, going from keto to OMAD.
I just want to insert right here that from part 1, the keto to OMAD transition in marketing wasn't the only transition we saw. And I just noticed this during editing. We saw this last influencer transition from initially saying in that training video, I don't give nutrition tips because you don't get that for free. You have to buy the products to get that, into giving nutrition tips and telling people how many calories to eat. So it does kind of make you wonder why her marketing tactics went from focusing solely on Modere Trim now to nutrition tips and doing fat loss challenges all the time. It's kind of interesting how that worked out, huh?
You have the knowledge now after watching my videos, and you can say, I don't believe you, girl. You could say anything on this app just to sell me a product. No. To be honest with you, I would never buy a product from someone online. Don't do it. I would not buy any MLM weight loss products ever for any reason, ever again, but especially not from someone online, y'all. They can say anything, they can do anything, they can have pictures cropped and retouched and airbrushed, and I just wouldn't trust it. It's absolutely dangerous what these women are doing, promoting things like 1 meal a day, promoting things like eat this many calories can become dangerous. It can lead to eating you-know-whats. It can lead to severe dehydration in some people, electrolyte imbalances. It can lead to disordered eating, hospitalizations, blood pressure issues, heart issues. Like, you don't even realize how much your nutrition has to do with every single process in your body. You could end up harming your liver, your kidneys by using products that you don't know if they're going to mesh well with your body or not, that you don't, get the okay from your doctor. You could really do some damage. And that means that these women could really do some damage, but it appears that they don't really care. They have a large following and they have a conversion rate. Hey, if I got 400,000 followers and 10% of them click my link, that's 40,000. Well, if 10% of them buy, that's 4,000. I can make a killing. That's their point of view, y'all. One thing that's also very alarming to me about both of these women is there seems to be an obsession with their bodies. And look, I know what it's like to love your body after a lifetime of hating it. I know what it's like to get to a size that you find decent or acceptable. But one of these ladies I did find actually had a boob job. It was the second one. And this obsession with her weight kind of makes me wonder, is she really satisfied with her body? Or maybe is she going through what I went through when I reached my goal weight? Or actually when I got beyond my goal weight unintentionally. It didn't fulfill me to get down to 149 pounds, which was past my goal of 160. It didn't fulfill me at all. I really thought that when I hit my goal weight, something would happen. There would be a feeling inside of me that I could identify and talk about, and it would clear up all of the mess that I had in my head all of the time, the racing thoughts about my body, how much I hated it. I thought it would just all disappear. I'm self-conscious about the sack of whatever's here and the loose skin. And that's like a lesson I hope that you can learn if you've been someone who's been wanting to lose weight for an extended period of time. You don't get to your weight and all of a sudden everything's better, y'all. Like your life there isn't this magical moment and unicorns don't appear and, it's not rainbows and butterflies and this copious amount of celebration. It's just you. And you are left with you, man. Like, it doesn't matter the size of your body because you are always going to be left with you and the thoughts that you have and the things that you do. And until you fix internally what's up with you, your weight doesn't have anything to do with that. Literally. Because I was still hustling in my MLM. I was hyper focused all the time. I was always on my phone. I was hyper vigilant. I was neurotic, and I still am, but way worse. I always felt inadequate. I felt like so many people were so much better than me because that's how MLMs make you feel. And did you hear the first woman talk about how she compared herself to other women all the time? That's an MLM thing, y'all. They make you feel like that. Subconsciously, like this stuff just sneaks in. If you don't like you at your freaking core, you're not going to like what's in the mirror anyway. It's not going to fulfill you to lose your weight because you're not going to be a different person because you're 120 pounds lighter. You're still going to have the same demons unless you work on those while you're losing weight. And I did, but I didn't realize the last demon that I had was multi-level marketing. And until I got that off my back, I hated myself. And we can't forget also that some women are, this last chick said, I went from a size 14 to a size 0. Do you want to see how I did that? Some people I don't ever want to be a size 0. I want to be a size where I'm still curvy and I still jiggle when I walk, baby. Like, some women are absolutely confident, happy, and love the shit out of their bodies at a size 14. There's nothing wrong with being a size 14. And that's something that, I have a program where I help women stop dieting and in turn they lose weight. I tell them all the time, if your goal is a size 20, then that's your goal. If your goal is 200 pounds, that's your goal. If it's 180, then that's your freaking goal. Like, when did we decide that being a size 0 was what's acceptable? Being 112 pounds or whatever is no. There's no guideline. There's no, and obviously there's the BMI or whatever, and that is our guideline. But it's bullshit, y'all, because it doesn't do anything for body composition. It doesn't even consider it. And I feel like what we're seeing reflected back to us is a lot of internalized discomfort. Their body is their paycheck. Their body is their paycheck. Let me say that one more time. Their body is their paycheck. I became a shell of a human when I was in multi-level marketing, and I whittled away to a very small size. I worked for hours and hours and hours, and I would hyper-focus and forget to eat. I would be so caught up in the next promotion or getting another rep to another promotion that I wasn't concerned at all about myself, my health, or food. I would ignore my health, but I would worry about the scale. I would worry about the number or what I looked like in the mirror, but I wouldn't worry about, am I hydrated today? Did I take my vitamin? Did I drink too much caffeine? I didn't worry about those things. It was all about the body, because the body was my paycheck at one time too. It's a real hard place to be, especially when every single day we have nothing but diet culture and beauty standards and toxicity about bodies shoved down our throats. We already have to deal with that shit as women, and then imagine being stuck with the body that you have to maintain. It does become an obsession. I promise you it does. It becomes like something you always have to be fixing and making better because it's your marketing. Health and wellness MLMs, in my opinion, are the absolute most tragic and most problematic MLMs that exist. I really, really dislike the word fat phobia when used in some contexts, but in my opinion, there's certainly a huge question in my mind when it comes to these two ladies that we looked at today. Is fat phobia running rampant in MLM? Is it the cause of this diet cycling? Are these women afraid to gain weight because their products are touted as magical solutions? I think so. What about you? This is a really important topic. So if you liked it, if you liked this video, do me a favor, please make sure that you click the like button so it gets disseminated, shown to more people in the YouTube algorithm. Also, make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell notifications so that you do get notified when I go live, which I am going to start doing. So thank you so much for coming to the Brie Bear Show, and goodbye.